What's up, guys? My name's Eli. I'm here with Genzio. We're at DevConnect here in Buenos Aires, Argentina, and I'm here with Carlo from Cartesi.
Yeah.
Nice to meet you, Carlo. Why don't you tell us a little bit about Cartesi, what you're working on, what you do there?
So, as you said, my name is Carlo, and I'm currently at the Ecosystem Growth Unit. And I basically handle all the tech stuff that the unit demands.
Okay.
Been around multiple areas in Cartesi. I've already handled external teams that do special projects.
Okay.
I've done emulator stuff. But yeah, currently Ecosystem Growth. And Cartesi, explain it really briefly. We have this really crazy Appchains solution,
Okay.
which is a bit unique, right? So we don't do EVM inside this app chain. We do have a really custom VM, RISC-V based, that's called the Cartesi machine. And since it's an app chain with a lot of computational power, RISC-V, we can put Linux inside of it.
Oh, okay.
And that's a game changer because now you don't have to be constrained on Solidity.
Yeah.
You can just program on whatever you used to and what to, including libraries, services, all this stuff.
Yeah. So it opens up the world to a lot of like Web2 developers to kind of easily come into the Web3 space.
Yeah, totally. You can use all the libraries that you're used to, programming environment, tooling, all this stuff.
Okay.
It's basically not reinventing the wheel like you have to do on Web3. It's just bringing the wheel to the decentralized world. Right?
Yeah. So the kinds of developers that you're seeing, I mean, they're mostly Web2 people then, or they're already like Web3 people that are already familiar?
There's a mix of everything, right?
Okay.
Onboarding on Cartesi is pretty simple because if someone is already a Web3 developer, generally they also have a Web2 back, and they just can program on C, JavaScript, whatever they like. And for people that are strict Web2, well, it's just like building a Web2 application on HTTP.
Oh.
Because we do have like this REST-like API. So it's transparent for you that you are actually on chain.
Okay. And so obviously, like with Linux, it's an open source system. It's really easy for people to use that are familiar with it. It's a long history. So, I mean, what kinds of applications are you seeing being built on Cartesi right now?
There's all sorts of crazy stuff, right? So if you look at DeFi, once in a while we have like a major hack, and sometimes it often exploits the lack of computational power that you have on chain to have a better logic to protect it, right? So some years ago there was the Mango hack, right? And the hack was basically the guy saw that the token had low liquidity, so he pumped the price, and then he asked for a stablecoin lending, and didn't pay. And then the collateral wouldn't hold, right? Because it didn't have liquidity. But some guys, for instance, develop a risk analysis tool for that. So they just get all the transactions, all the stuff that's going on, feed it through the Cartesi machine. Then they use like regular data science libraries like NumPy. And then they just see, oh, this token is not so liquid. So don't go for the collateral that they're asking. It will only hold not for 2 million, but actually for $20,000. So, right? So there's some crazy DeFi stuff that you can do. Personally, I made a really interesting gaming application. That's called RISC-V. So do you play video games?
Yeah. I'm a huge World of Warcraft player in the past.
Yeah. So depending on the video game, a lot of times the community does stuff that's unofficial, right? Like speedrunning, this kind of stuff.
Yeah.
And doesn't really have support, right? And people steal like the credits from someone else, like they post a YouTube video that's not from them. This kind of stuff, right? And RISC-V is this on-chain console that we did. So all the games they run inside the Cartesi machine when you're in the browser, and everything is verifiable and deterministic. So you're playing, you move, you go ahead, you fire, all the stuff is recorded. And then you post that on chain. And then the same exact game runs inside the validator, and everything is validated. Like it's not, I claim that they did the score, I claim that they did this.
It's all there on chain.
It's all there, it's signed, it's your moves, no one can copy you because there are timestamp in there, so you're the first, all the stuff, right? So I think it's really powerful. And then there's all sorts of stuff you can do, like image processing, which is kind of crazy if you think about it. On chain. You can just call a Cartesi machine, put OpenCV, and process an image, all sorts of stuff, right?
Wow, okay.
Yeah.
Now it sounds like Cartesi runs in this like virtual machine that you guys have set up. Like, is that a decentralized thing, or is that centralized,
No, it's fully decentralized. So the basic idea is that we have this app chain in which everything that you want to process goes through the blockchain, the inputs. Then our node just picks that up, feeds the Cartesi machine, you process it, and then you generate outputs either off-chain, or we have something called a voucher that goes back on-chain, right? And it's an optimistic rollup solution. So from time to time, a node goes in there and makes a claim, and if it's not fine, then someone disputes, right? And right now we're launching the Dave. We have this Dave algorithm, which has some really nice properties because not only it protects the computation, but also is very resistant to Sybil attacks and converges really fast. So you cannot like delay stuff forever, right? And demands really low bonds, unlike other alternatives, right? So it's really nice.
Okay, so it's really safe. Like it sounds like it's something that's like it's not only easy accessible to a lot of developers, but it's also like a really safe platform to use. Because I think
no, it's actually quite accessible, right? So Dave is designed, for instance, for you to have a laptop and less than an ETH, and be able to defend yourself against like an army from like Japan. Let's say Japan uses like infinite money computation to try to exhaust you. You can still defend with just a single laptop and under one ETH.
Wow.
So it's really powerful, yeah.
Wow, okay. And now, does Cartesi, do they have like a program to support new developers that are coming to the platform, or what is that, like the community side? Like if I wanted to be a developer to get started on Cartesi, where do I go, or what do I do?
So we went through this decentralization process. So everything we do is like in the open. We don't have like a Slack. What we have is our Discord server.
Okay.
And the entire team is there. So you want to talk to anyone on the project, you just go to our Discord server and you have access to anyone you want, right? So it's a level of openness that I think very few projects have. We do have a lot of documentation, and we struggle to make it easier and faster to use it. So any feedback is welcome. Just head to our docs. Whatever issue you have, we just have the developer advocate team that will be super glad to help you. And as I said, you can just talk to anyone in the project, right?
Yeah.
We're very open. If you have a really nice idea and you want to get traction, well, just talk to us and we see what we can do to help you.
Oh, okay. So you guys are really supportive of projects that are already coming in, or you know, if somebody has a great idea, like you guys will kind of get behind them.
Yeah, we can have technical discussions, pair programming, change the features that we're going to develop because you need the feature before. So
I think that's one of my favorite things about Web3 is that like it's so accessible to talk to the team. You know, you just hop in the Discord and say hi to everybody. It's really accessible. Now, where do you like? You talked about one of the applications that you built. It's kind of like a gaming application. I mean, is it really open to anything? Like we can do DeFi, we can do NFTs, like
whatever you want. I gave you this gaming example because I'm a gamer myself.
Yeah.
And I think this is a really powerful application. Like we ran Freedom, for instance, which is the open source version of Doom.
Oh, okay.
Right? Yeah. Which is something unbelievable to do in a decentralized fashion, right?
Okay.
I mean, zero knowledge proofs are super expensive to generate.
Yeah.
RISC-V did like this demo a while ago, but it was like a cluster of supercomputers. They needed to validate a 5-minute match, and they needed to compile the program to run directly on hardware, which is not something that any developer would do, right? And well, I can play like 30 minutes of Doom on Rives, and like 15 seconds, I validated with my own laptop.
Oh, wow. So okay, your own laptop.
Yeah, it's a completely different scale of autonomy and decentralization, right? You don't need like huge computational resources.
Okay. And like, if what kinds of other applications are you seeing? So like, obviously we talked about games, but like, are people building like exchanges, or what are they? You know, what kinds of other things are they building?
There's a really nice thing that's in prediction markets that's called the combinatory informational market. And the thing is, you go to Polymarket, for instance, you just bet on like yes or no or a couple of options on a single question, right? And the thing is that you need liquidity for all these markets, right? And this prediction market, which is combinatorial, has a very clever way of having an automatic market maker providing liquidity to the combination of all these markets combined the way you want. So you can bet on like 5 different events with outcomes. And this market maker provides liquidity for it with very little money. And that's very computationally intensive and also complex to program. And you can do it on Cartesi, right? So there's a project that's doing this. It's super cool. A really nice project that I've seen as well is one for carbon credits. And instead of just minting a token, what they do is they process satellite imagery inside the Cartesi machine. They use YOLO from Python and machine learning, right? And they identify, so this is the forest area. And then you get later another image from satellite, and you process. Now this is the forest area, and you do the diff, and then you either consume or emit carbon credits, right?
Yeah.
But it's not like something that's happening somewhere and you don't have access. It's something that's verifiable that anyone can just check and dispute.
Yeah.
So I think it's super nice.
Wow. So it's kind of like it opens up the door to like how we can kind of solve some of these climate change problems or work with them.
I used to say that blockchain is basically like a pocket calculator, and now you actually have like a computer in your hand. So it really widens what you can do.
Yeah. So, I mean, it sounds like the possibilities are really kind of endless. You know, we've got like climate change, we've got games, we've got like prediction markets. Like, where do you see this whole thing moving in, like, 6 months from now? Like, what do you imagine the Cartesi ecosystem will look like?
I don't know. Gaming is one platform that I really want to see forward. I think there's a lot of stuff in DeFi that can push forward as well, right? Real world assets as well. So there was this project in India that the guy had a really nice idea. So he would take like data from his car, from that ODB2 port, and would feed inside Cartesi and process to see how safe is your driving.
Really?
Yes, and based on that, you could just prove that you should have like a lower insurance because you drive safely.
Yeah.
But if you just brake too abruptly very often, accelerate a lot and then stuff, then you raise your insurance, right?
Wow.
So I think that's this kind of stuff that it's like getting more personalized things in a trustless fashion. I think that's something that's going to grow a lot.
Yeah. I mean, for my insurance carrier that I had in the United States, they had a similar kind of thing like that, where if you were a safe driver, they would take money off. But ultimately, I mean, you're at kind of their mercy, right? Because it's up to them to decide. But if you can kind of have a verifiable way that's like trustless, where you can actually kind of show your company like, hey, I'm a safe driver, you should lower my insurance in that kind of way. I mean, I think it's really useful. I think a lot of the times in Web3 we see like the same kind of use cases over and over, right? With games and with like, the prediction markets or like DeFi exchanges, but it sounds like there's a lot of potential to like really do anything on Cartesi. So what do you think, we're here in Buenos Aires in Argentina. I mean, what do you think the potential use cases are for Cartesi, like here in this country, here in Brazil, where you mentioned that, you're from and a lot of the team members are from? Like, what do you see the utility being for Cartesi, like realistically for people here in these countries?
Yeah, so one thing that I do feel like we contribute a lot is in Latin America as a whole, we have a lot of gig economy, right? And these are monopolies.
Yeah.
And the drivers, the users, they're all being squeezed progressively, right? So with Cartesi, you can do something like decentralized Uber or decentralized Uber Eats.
Yeah.
Like 2 years ago, I made a proof of concept of it. And it's fully transparent, right? Anyone can know why they're paying that and can check and can dispute all this kind of stuff. Brazil specifically, we have like an institutional adoption of blockchain tech. And Brazil has like some really complex laws, right? That I think will be really hard to express on a traditional smart contract.
Okay.
But it's feasible if you use like traditional languages and you have like higher level of programming capabilities, right? And yeah, so I think those are two things that I think are more promising.
Yeah. I mean, essentially kind of like, I've noticed that here in Latin America, like there's not like people they're hard workers and they like to kind of start up their own thing, and you can start your own business, like out of your house or, on the side of the street. And it sounds like Cartesi could kind of like allow people to like verify those things in real time and not have to like rely on like just kind of like trust between you and I, essentially.
Yeah, having more peer-to-peer economy, right? And having it in a safe way, so no one can just be rugged, right?
Yeah. And the team here, I mean, are you guys, you had mentioned like you're from Brazil, like are there a lot more people here in Latin America, or are they overseas, or where's the rest of the team at?
We have a lot of people here in Brazil. Then we have people in North America as well. We have a couple in Africa. We have some in Europe as well. We have people in Asia as well, like India, Taiwan. I think the one that we have like farther from here is in New Zealand. So we basically cover all the time zones.
Yeah. New Zealand's a really hard time zone to work with.
For Brazil, it's fine. It's worse for Europe. Yeah.
So do you have a community that's based here in Latin America specific to Cartesi?
Yeah, we have a local community in Brazil that's growing a lot, especially in colleges. Like we have a long-standing cooperation with the Fluminense Federal University, which is from Niterói. Like I'd say like 3 or 4 years going.
Okay.
Yeah, there's a course that's being taught and teaches Cartesi as well. We have a strong presence as well in a college in São Paulo called Untitled.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So yeah, well, a lot of interesting stuff comes out of there.
Yeah. And I'm sure that, you know, with the nature of Cartesi and how accessible it is to like Web 2 people or Web 2 developers, it sounds like, you know, approaching institutional adoption like that way, like getting into universities is a great way to like almost kind of create a pipeline of people coming from the university level, like they already are familiar with Cartesi or with Linux, and then they come straight into the ecosystem that way.
Yeah, university, you have super bright people and they have availability to learn stuff and they're eager to learn stuff, right?
Yeah.
So I think it's like heaven for adoption.
Yeah. Has Cartesi done like any kinds of, I mean, I guess maybe like a hackathon or like kind of community-led events where they, you know, get people trying to build on the platform?
Yeah, we've done a ton of hackathons in the past years. Right now we paused a bit because we are concluding this new version with Dave, right?
Right.
But we should get back to it as soon as we launch the new mainnet version.
Okay. And tell me about Dave. That's what is that what you're referring to? Yeah. Tell me a little bit about that.
Yeah, so basically Dave is a really clever way of having all the disputes that can happen on the optimistic rollup.
Okay.
And instead of just doing multiple disputes in parallel, like others do to try to make it converge faster, we organize this in a tournament, kind of like a binary search on who agrees with whom at which point of the computation. And that way we can have just one match at a time. But every time we have a match, we just discard a lot of possible challenges, right? So that makes the computation converge really fast and with really low costs. Okay. Because you're not fighting everyone at the same time. And it doesn't matter if someone is doing like a civil army to attack you. They will bleed money, they will bleed computation, and you still win the dispute with a laptop and just like an if of a bomb.
Okay.
Yeah.
And is that a newer part of Cartesi, or is that something that you launched recently?
Yeah, we published the paper. It's actually a peer-reviewed paper, so it's not a white paper that we just published it for in the wind.
Okay.
So you can check it, and we have it on our site as well. And Dave is actually the end game. We implemented PRTV1 and PRTV2, which are simpler versions.
Okay.
And now the next version will be like full Dave.
Oh, okay. And is that available right now, or?
Yeah, it's available right now. You can check our GitHub, and it's open source.
Okay.
You can read the paper. You can get into Discord. Talk to our researchers. So if you're here in DevConnect, we have a couple of them here. You can talk to and discuss and get as deep as you want.
Cool. I mean, I know, especially with the peer-reviewed kind of paper, you know, there's a lot more due diligence.
Yeah, a lot of scrutiny,
Exactly, that goes into something like that, you know, compared to a lot of people in Web3, they're just kind of like launching product after product after product, and it's, you know, we don't know if it's kind of like, if it's foolproof, essentially. But it sounds like with Dave, like there's a lot more that went in on the back end to like get it presentable to the public. Yeah,
2 of our founders are actually from a very prestigious research mathematical institute in Brazil.
Oh, okay.
So we have a strong technical background and academic diligence, let's say.
Yeah. Where, if I wanted to like learn more about you guys, like where would I go? What social media? Like, do you have social media? Do you have a website? Like,
yeah, I mean, we have a very active community that's more generalistic in Telegram.
Okay.
Discord is our main community where I guess we have the entire team and developers and all the stuff. Our X account is super active as well. So if you want to just know the latest stuff with no hassle, I'd say just follow us on X, right?
Okay.
But we also have Instagram, WeChat, a lot of other stuff. So if you check our site on the footer, you have all the social media, all the stuff, GitHub, all the stuff.
Okay. All right. Well, hey, Carlo, it's been really nice to chat with you.
Likewise.
Glad we got to talk about Cartesi, learn about what people are building over there, how accessible it is. I love that for a blockchain product. So thanks for your time. And everybody, if you want to check out Cartesi, head to their X account, head to their website, and we'll see you in the next one. Hey, what's up?
But it's not something Gensio is afraid of.
If you want to survive, you got to build a house.
How do you know we do not understand?
Ladies and gentlemen.
Get back at the Gensio Media House.
Awesome. Well, thanks so much for joining us today.